Hi, my name is Brandon Perkins. I am doing my slideshow on the basics of basketball as if I am a middle school PE teacher. There's going to be a lot of information. We're going to go pretty fast, and I'm going to try to cram it all in and help teach you guys the little basics of basketball that I know. So here we go. First slide, we're talking about the court. Now you have the baseline, which is out of bounds line, and that circles the whole basketball court. Your center circle, where the jump ball is done, your three-point line, where behind the arc is 3 points worth, your free throw line, where you shoot for 1-pointers. Okay, and obviously you have your backboard, which is the basket. On this one, it's about ball handling. The guy is doing his dribbling, and at the top picture, he's doing a great job of keeping the ball out in front of him. He has his wrist flexed, and it's just a very good job. Down here, you can tell the guy's got his hand curved, and he's dribbling with the fingertips instead of using the palm of his hand. It's good form. This one, you have 3 pictures. Okay, on the top left corner, you have your chest pass. Okay, you see perfect form, stepping to your teammate and pushing the palms out when you release the ball. At the bottom left, you have your bounce pass. It's hitting the floor, and it's bouncing to your teammate. And over on the right side, you have an overhead pass to your teammate. Here on this picture, you have Steph Curry, the best shooter of all time, talking about his shooting. As you can see, it starts off with getting your form ready, your base, okay, and then get the ball above your eyes, looking at the rim. You release it at the highest point, and then the ball, you want to flick your wrist for the best rotation that you can get at the top of your shot. Here, you see a layup at the top left picture. Okay, it's good form. You're dribbling the ball, eyes is at the rim, you're gathering up. Okay, you are allowed to take 2 steps. You gather up, knee up, hand up. The shot goes up, and your aiming point is that left corner or that corner of the box that's on the backboard. Here, we're just going to talk about some of the positions. Like 1, you're the point guard. That's usually the leader of your team. The guy who brings the ball up the court. Your shooting guard, typically a scoring type of build. A little bit taller than your point guard, but also can dribble and shoot. Small forwards, your guy, you're more athletic, a mix between 1 and 2. Power forwards, a little bit bigger. And then center's your biggest. Here we're talking about zone defenses. You got your 2-3, your 3-2, 1-3-1, 2-1-2, 1-2-2. These are typically about disrupting, the other team. Instead of giving them a man-to-man look, you play a little bit more zone, so everybody has an area. And your man-to-man, as you see on the X's, they're the guys on defense. They are between the ball, their man, and the basket. Because if you weren't, then it obviously gives you a free reign to score. So you stay between your guy and the basket when you're playing man-to-man defense. And it's all about matchups. Here you have combination defense, which is a matchup. It's zone and man. Boxing 1. That just means you have one person on the ball and everybody else is playing a zone. Diamond in 1, same thing as boxing 1, just a little different formation. Triangle in 2, it means you have 2 people manned up the whole way through and 3 people playing a triangle defense zone on the bottom and the perimeter. This one, the positioning on offense, on the bottom left corner, you see different spots for our offense. Typically, your point guard would be the number 1. And there's multiple things you can do out of this. A motion offense against man-to-man, which is where people are passing, cutting, and setting screens for each other. Or a zone where you're going to a spot to get open. Okay, here's just a little comment that I decided to put in here about traveling. You're obviously not supposed to be doing that. So now we're going to get into some of the rules about basketball. It's just something to have everybody laugh. You got to enjoy it a little bit, right? So the rules on basketball, basic rules here, you can't take more than 2 steps when you have the basketball in your hand. Your hand can't move from on top of the ball to underneath the ball when you're dribbling. That's considered a carry. Okay, you can't dribble, stop, pick the ball up, and then dribble it again, or dribble with 2 hands. It's considered to be a double dribble. Obviously, there's only supposed to be 5 people on the court at a time. The ball can be thrown in any direction with with 1 or 2 hands if you wanted to. Player, you cannot run the ball. Like we said in the comic, that's all about traveling, and you're not allowed to do that. Okay, now we're starting to get into the fouls here at number 5. Okay, these are the type of fouls. You got flagrant fouls, intentional, shooting foul, technical fouls. These are all fouls that result to somebody going to the free throw line and shooting the ball. So these are things that are not legal in basketball. And if you get 2 flagrant fouls, you'll be disqualified from the game. Here you got also another common foul, blocking foul. It's when you're checking the ball handler with your hip, and putting body to body contact. Charge, when the offensive player runs right into the defender that has an established position. Elbowing, you're not allowed to throw elbows and try to hit somebody. Holding, you can't hold on to somebody else's jersey while they're running or anything like that. Over the back is when you're getting boxed out and then the guy tries to jump over you for a rebound. Reaching in, when the ball handler is dribbling the ball, you cannot reach and try to grab the ball and poke at them and stuff like that and impede the ball handler's movement. Double dribble, we talked about that earlier. You cannot pick the ball up and dribble it again or dribble with 2 hands. We talked about charging as the offensive player running into a stationary opponent. Traveling, we talked about that. I try to use a little joke that when people that travel is like, where are you going to? You going out of state or anything like that? It's illegal. Another one is 24-second violation. When you are behind the half-court line and you're inbounding the ball, this 24-second violation is when you have the ball on offense, you have a shot clock. Not a lot of high school states have shot clocks. Only about 3 of them do. 3 in the key, you can't be parked in the paint for 3 seconds as a ball, and when you're on offense. 8-second violation is when you're inbounding the ball, you have 8 seconds to get the ball past the half-court line. Palming, that's just another word that we use for carrying in basketball terms. Can't dribble the ball, turn your palm up with the ball in your hand, and then dribble the ball again. This is the end of my slides. I know I kind of went very fast, and I hope you guys learned something from it. I just want to thank you, and good luck to everybody else. If you have any questions, please let me know.